They weren't wells, they were just. Well, no, yeah, the cores, yeah. I'll tell you about it. Oops.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Snellings. Barris.
Here.
Behrens.
Here.
Keating.
Here.
Beichman.
Present.
Throm.
Here.
Schrader.
Present.
Garacki.
Present.
Quorum is present.
Thank you. First up, we have approval of minutes from the August 11th meeting.
Moved, approved, regular minutes, August 11th, 2025, as written.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7-0.
Thank you. Next up, we have public comments. If anyone would like to come forward at this time, please keep your comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Give your name, address, and your ward.
Before my time starts, I would ask for a compromise. The newspaper said that this was a public hearing, did not say we had to be scheduled. So may I have 10? It said we had 5 to 10
Is this
minutes.
regarding the budget?
It is regarding the revenue.
Okay, there is a hearing later on the
Oh.
agenda, under notices and hearings.
Okay, would you like me to go then?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
under
that
number 4.
I have a little bit more time then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, is there anyone who would like to come forward? Mandy?
Hello all, it's so nice to be back here. Thank you for your patience, as it was Wednesday at like 12:45 and I went, oh crap, I meant to send an email to Sandy with my letter. So usually I tell you that I'm not going to read the letter to you. Tonight I'll mostly read the letter to you because you didn't receive it earlier, so I appreciate your patience. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that our fall programming started today, so we're really excited about that. There are not many libraries our size that have programming 4 times a week after school. That doesn't include our story times. We have 2 story times and a baby lab sit as well involved in that, and that is pretty awesome. So I want to thank you for your support, and I want to thank my staff always because they are very hardworking. So thank you for that. We did have an official kickoff to the beginning of school with What If Puppets last week. It was a lot of fun. And then we do have some exciting news that we are welcoming our full staff again. We have a full-timer named April Cruzy who started today. We're very excited about that. She will be doing interlibrary loans and holds, as well as working with the kids on some of the programming. And speaking of interlibrary loans, did you know that we have about 30,000 items in our library, but with interlibrary loans and holds, that makes the collection huge. So you can order things in from most of the libraries in Kansas, including Manhattan and Emporia and Kansas City. Imagine all of the things that you could get in that we don't have in-house. I mean, I think that that's pretty awesome. So if you're interested in learning more, or if you see things that we don't have, let us know, because we probably can get it for you. Otherwise, I do see that an appointment for the library board is on the schedule. Thank you so much. I have another appointment, so I'm going to have to dash out. But I do believe that she's filling a term. It's not her first term. She's filling Dixie Talbot's term. So this is listed as that's her first term, and that shouldn't be that. And if I put that in the letter, I apologize. But Sammy helps me out with those records because sometimes, obviously, I don't get them to her. So any questions or anything else that you'd like to see from me next time I come and see you? Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ms. Mandy. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to come forward at this time? Seeing none, we will move into business and discussion items. First up, we have the Eagle Scout project. Michael Pilsel.
As you just said, my name is Michael Pilsel. I am following up on my Eagle project. So far, I've raised $20,000 out of the $40,000 for the estimated price of the project. The $20,000 is in cash and material donations. And after adjusting my original plan of the model to match the Parks and Rec Committee sorry, let me start over there. After adjusting my plan to model my building after the pool house to support the Parks and Recs Committee, my cost more than doubled. And I'm just reaching out to see if the monetary help offered when I came in about early middle July last year, is still available. I will continue to raise money, and I've reached out to most businesses in town and advertised to try and hit individuals. So far, I've used this QR code, this was last week's paper, to hopefully reach out to people, and just get as much as I can for my project, and I'm hoping to start the brickwork before winter. Are there any questions?
Well, I know we had discussed possibly helping out, especially since we sort of hung on him to make it a more expensive permanent building that matches the pool house.
Can we take money out of the sales tax of school,
Swimming pool, we have a dedicated swimming pool sales tax fund that we could definitely tap into for, this makes complete sense, if that's something the governing body wants to do, but, you know, you could do it at any level. You can, a certain amount, you can match, you can offer to finish off whatever it takes, kind of, how would you like to see it structured?
I would say, let's get it done. You know, I don't know about anybody else, but we have money in there.
We did definitely have sufficient funds.
I'm with you, Colin. I'd like to see it finished, like, let's help him out,
Yes,
help the community out.
yes.
Put a lot of work into it, and having raised that much money is not insignificant.
No.
No.
At all.
Very good amount.
That's cheaper if we hire somebody together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
By
absolutely.
far.
So what is the remaining kind of estimated total?
So to finish the blocking of the building, it is an estimated 13 grand. And right now, cash-wise, excluding the concrete poured, which I've done already, I have about in between 5 to 6 grand. So I just need a little more to match that 13, and then about 7 grand for the roofing, I believe.
So 20,000.
Yeah, and you
Yeah, I
could,
think 20.
and you could put it, you could structure it as a do not exceed,
Right.
like we're gonna,
Right.
yeah.
Make a motion that
Okay
we,
with you, Josh?
Yep.
Yeah.
make a motion that we give Mr. Piesel the funds necessary not to exceed 20,000 to finish the structure.
Second.
Okay, so moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? And this is to come out of swimming pool sales tax
Out of
fund.
swimming pool sales tax,
Is
yes.
there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7-0.
Thank you for all your hard work. Keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
All right, next up we have, same surprise. Next up, we have the temporary suspension of POC Section 10.6, September 3rd for the Trail Life and American Heritage Girls event or function at Lakeview, at the lake, I guess I should say.
Move to approve the request for Trail Life.
Second.
Okay, so moved and seconded. I think this is, I don't know, how many years going, Kevin, do you know?
4, 5,
Okay.
yeah.
I was thinking 4, so,
Do they shoot towards the west into the elevation?
They shoot into the
change? That's what I
elevation,
thought,
yeah.
Yep.
all right, any further discussion?
Only thing, I know I talked to Kevin about this, but for us new guys, the BBs and stuff they're shooting are gonna be copper or steel, I imagine.
Sure.
I don't think they make
Lead or
anything
anything
else.
like that.
I was gonna say, I don't think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I don't know, do they still make lead ones? Okay. Oh,
No,
that's-
they're BBs.
Yeah.
okay. All right, any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7-0.
Thank you. Next up, we have ordinance 1948, no parking amendment.
Move to approve ordinance 1948, the no parking amendment.
Second.
Okay, so moved and seconded. Is there discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7-0.
Thank you. Next up, we have Resolution 2025-15, nuisance for 211 South 17th Street.
Move to approve Resolution 2025-15.
Second.
Sad we're having to deal with this again.
Yeah, I know.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7-0.
And then next up, we have bids for the alley project by City Hall. This was a little bit later addition to the agenda.
Yeah, so it's clear that we have a low bid from AHRS Construction Incorporated out of Berne, Kansas. We were looking for some matches or shares from some property owners alongside it. However, after talking with them, only a couple came forward and said that they'd be happy to pay a quarter of the cost. So half of their half is basically what we went from. So basically the council has a couple options. We can either move forward with the project, but I would suggest we just pay for it all. We can assess to some property owners, however, we have not done it on recent projects. We could look at a new surface, or we could focus that work on a different alley, because there are other alleys that are worse, that were surfaced. However, we looked at this one specifically because a business owner came to us and asked us to redo it.
Was that business owner gonna put it in?
Yes.
Were they offering?
Yes.
to put it in?
Yeah.
But it's a tough thing to balance because it wouldn't be very fair for them to do it and then the free riders come along. It's a mix. So, I mean, I don't know what your take on it is, but I don't feel like we should punish the people who are willing to step forward and do it and at the, while others ride free, so.
What did we bear on the north of the Helverling Center and south of the Blue River Eye Care when all that new infrastructure went in?
Behind the eye care?
Was that half of that area?
I believe so.
I think it was half, yeah.
We paid for half.
I just get concerned about setting a precedence moving forward. That's what,
Well, I
I
agree
mean,
with
because
that.
honestly, regardless if you're a business owner or a citizen or a homeowner, should you not be able to come and make that ask? And if there's some kind of an assessment, if you're really wanting to do it, make the commitment. If we don't have total commitment from where we're going right now, I don't know.
If you look at other alleys that need the work, really we're looking at 8th to 9th by Center and Carolina. We're looking at 4th to 6th between Center and Carolina. We're looking at the alley that, we set this project out looking at.
Out of the three alleys, which alley gets the most traffic or use out of? I mean, who?
The most traffic, I would argue that between 8th and 9th, Center and Carolina. The most heavy traffic, I would argue, the one by City Hall.
That's mostly automobile traffic.
Yes.
8th and 9th.
Yes.
Versus trucks, a mix of heavy trucks and businesses do front it. And I mean, I definitely want us to be in the position where we're, creating solid infrastructure to help our local businesses. And these are local businesses.
Is there any detail on the quote? I mean, what are we looking at? Are they going in and putting 6 inches of concrete, 8 inches of concrete, comparable
I'd have to look at what we put on the.
Because that makes a big difference too.
Yeah, on the RFP it said exactly how.
I thought we were going for 8, wasn't it 8?
I believe it was 8 with.
Do you need 8 back there? That's where I'm coming from. And do you need concrete back there?
Well, I definitely think concrete. That's what the forklift, because it's a turning event for the forklift that's tearing it up.
I think it'd be tough to turn a semi on that corner right over there.
Yeah, and you could maybe break it out where half is concrete and half isn't. That makes sense.
We have not talked with AHRS yet about if we were to not accept it with this project, could we look at a separate project? Would they honor the bid? We have not talked to them about those situations yet.
I do think go ahead.
The property on the west end there uses a forklift in and out of his facility a lot to load and unload.
So how about the detriment that the City Hall alley is causing to businesses? Is that greater than the detriment the other two alleys you're causing?
I could not define that, I don't believe.
I feel like it would be a bit of, could be perceived as a bit of an insult to go do a different alley when we know there's a problem specifically here, and whether we do the entire project or half of the project or whatever, I feel like if we don't address it and we go spend money elsewhere, that's, you know, that's not very cool.
No, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Where do you anticipate funding this from on the low bid?
Street and highway. There's over 200,000 in there, so it'd be able to handle the 58.
Can we get a breakdown of what this is with the 6 or 8 inches? Do we know?
Can you pull that out?
I will try. It might have been taken off our website.
Was that in the minutes? I know we discussed it.
I mean, it would have been in that agenda when we approved that.
That's. I can find it.
I only ask because there's a significant
It is,
difference.
6 inches.
Huge.
Is it with reinforcement or without?
With on a 3-inch aggregate base, reinforcements,
That's-
half-inch rebar.
I think that was what the discussion was. You either do 8
8
without
meters.
or 6
6
with.
yeah.
It says in on a 2x2. We
Yeah.
decided not to do the mesh, we went straight bars.
Yeah.
Now, I think maybe that was our discussion, as I remember, it was that it was, you need thicker if you aren't gonna reinforce it, but with reinforcement, you can do a couple less inches. I mean, I think, you know, I think the businesses over here that are having the issues have been really pretty patient. They haven't been raising hell here or raising hell in the community, even though it's causing them, I mean, I was down here one day when a forklift dumped its load because the alley's so bad. So I know it's a problem.
Is there any infrastructure underneath this road, this alley, that needs to be improved?
Yes, so if we do this alley, we will have Kansas Gas do the project first. But that's the only infrastructure project that we have going on.
They have done new taps on a couple of the gas meters out here, but they backfilled it with rock, and we're like, you know, don't mess with it right now if we're redoing it.
Is there any infrastructure that needs to go in before we complete it?
After talking with our supervisors, they did not suggest that there would be, so it's just the Kansas Gas.
And there would be, I mean, it's surface infrastructure, but the water would channel better because there would be a replacement gully as part of this project, which that's a good
Right now
start.
it flows not well.
Yeah, there's, it stands because the elevation's off.
So let me ask, how would this, if the RFPs come back on the drainage study, how would that affect our new alley that we're putting in? Do we know? Are we assuming that
Well,
should not affect anything? Not to affect the study, but affect what we have to do to be in compliance with.
it's possible it will affect it. There is a catch basin immediately on 7th Street that this is directing towards. And it's not impossible that they would say we gotta change that catch basin, but it'd be fairly unlikely, but possible.
Yeah.
Didn't we do half the alley there by Sunflower?
I think that one we did the entire thing. I don't think we split it. That's the one I looked back. The car wash, we split it. The Blue River Eye Care, we split it. Sunflower, we just did it because it was new. Yeah, it was new development, and the alley was narrow, and it was off-centered, so we could make a pretty good case for it.
How difficult is it gonna be to have the projects coincide? So if they're using this frequently and we tear it open and Kansas Gas can't get to it for several weeks, that could impact them. So I guess, would we be on Kansas Gas's timeline, or how are we gonna?
We will be a little bit, but the main work is just taps.
Okay.
So it's not gonna take that long, like a couple hours per.
I just don't wanna cause a huge headache for
Well,
them, or any,
yes,
mitigate that
yep.
as much as we can.
If the bid gets accepted tonight, we would call them tomorrow, let them know. Well, call both places tomorrow.
Yeah.
I would assume that AHRS is not gonna get to it for a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
With full projects, but we did give them a while. I think we gave them until November 28th
Is the
to
start
get it
date,
done.
Or, oh, that's the finish date?
That's the finish, yep.
Yeah.
No, and as far as the businesses, I mean, I've had some conversations with them. They're aware that they will have to flex a little bit,
Yeah.
but they also understand that
Yeah.
the short-term pain for long-term gain is real here, so.
Delayed gratification.
I don't,
You said two businesses are willing to do a quarter of half of a match? I mean, because what I go back to is we're setting a precedence, and if we're gonna put this in for nothing, no cost to
Up to 3
the.
businesses would, but a couple of those are conditioned on every business. So,
In other words, they won't do it.
exactly,
unless everybody does.
if they're not gonna share, then why are we gonna
That's
put
all.
money towards?
And I'm
It's
assuming
completely understandable.
in that formula, the city's pulling our share off for the linear foot, I'm assuming?
yeah,
I mean, we would be paying our, yeah.
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 we paid 100% of our one half, plus the other half, yeah.
I make a motion to approve the bid from AHRS Construction for $58,665.
Out of street and highway.
Out of street and highway.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to move forward with the bid from AHRS to replace the alley. Is there any further discussion?
I still think we need to talk to or property owners across there again.
One more time?
If this is a go,
If they're willing to put in their share, then I think we should just go half, if they're willing to put their share in.
Okay.
Sorry, could you say that
That's
again?
the- I mean, that's the way I.
You think it should be a 50-50 split
Yeah.
based on frontage, except for the city property, which of course,
100%.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think that's wrong
We can bring it
necessarily.
back
It's
next
what,
week if you want.
well,
find
2
out.
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah,
not next
I mean,
week.
we've
Not having a
checked, we've
special
checked with every business owner twice, one time seeing how they felt about the actual money that would be split up based on the total that
Well,
we
you know
got
the
from
total.
HRS.
You know the total amount now.
Exactly, and that's what we talked to them about right after we received this.
Oh, you already talked to them about it.
Yes. And then after hearing some yes, no's, maybes, then we went back to them again, and
Were any of them a strict no?
yes.
What if we treated it like our sidewalk cost share program and said, hey, you paid the concrete, your portion of the concrete? Keep it to something they can equate.
So the ones that were a strict no, were they basing it off of 50%? Or was the
They were
quarter discussed
basing
with
it-
them as well?
It was the quarter.
It was the quarter.
It was the quarter. Yeah, I mean, a quarter of some of these are 5,000 or more. So, it would be difficult for some. So, and some of the no's were based off of just other projects we've done recently where there hasn't been a cost share or, So they're looking at council precedents and going off of that.
Which is what the worry is here.
Yeah.
But we've already set a precedent,
Yeah.
so if it's something that needs to be
Looking at
done.
historic precedents, the council has done, has put it on people's taxes when it's a completely new road, not when we're redoing a road. So that's why that's not really a good option here. It is an option, but it's not really a good option.
But, I mean, I understand more how, some of the businesses have more square footage, I guess, but what
Yep.
about, you could go all day and talk about what's fair and what's not fair, but what about taking the lowest square footage business and making that the precedented amount instead of bringing in the highest square footage?
Yeah,
Like a
we
flat.
even
Like a
asked,
flat
what would you
assessment.
be able to do on some of them, and we still got nothing.
I just philosophically don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were like, okay, what's gonna make council, what's gonna make this more palatable to council? Is it gonna be a $10,000 match total, instead of a quarter of this? And even that, we weren't gonna be able to get to. So,
I mean, just
yeah.
to play devil's advocate as well, I mean, it's our policy that alleys are functionally city streets, and our policy on city streets has always been that, you know, there's not really a cost share involved unless there's a specific parking or something coming off the street. Maybe there's been some wrinkles there, but if it's an existing and we're replacing it, it's just treated differently.
So alleys are treated as.
They are streets, yep, yep. You know, the main reason why we approached this as a potential cost share was because a business owner came to us and said, hey, we'd like this project to get done. And they, at that time, were very willing to see what their portion would be. And so, yeah.
And some of these business owners, I mean, as part of the conversations I've had have shown great willingness to work with us on other projects as we try to finish the 7th Street corridor and other things. So, I mean, I really don't want it to be like anybody's being particularly antagonistic. I think there's been a lot of good faith in them here as well, but. Well,
Not to diminish the need of, you know, every alley also always has functionality for everybody, but businesses do operate a lot more out of the alleys. They, you know, they have employees and bring revenue into the city and things, and so those are always things you always have to think about as well. But you still don't want to diminish the alleys for citizens either. But I think that's one thing to keep in mind is that you're not only, you know, helping one individual or two individuals, it's a mass.
And I owned an alley and had to re-asphalt it several times.
That's right. One of the rare private alleys in town.
Yep.
Well, we have a
But
motion.
if it's treated as a city street,
Yes.
and that's the precedent for it, maybe we should just stick to that.
We have a motion on the table to proceed with the bid from AHRS. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7-0.
Okay. Thank you. All right, next up we have notices and hearings. Right page. I don't need to gavel in the meeting, the hearing, but do I roundtable it?
What?
Do I need a roundtable in the meeting, or not roundtable, roll call in the meeting? The hearing?
No.
No? Okay.
We just opened the hearing
Just
and
open it, okay. I couldn't remember if we had to roll call or not.
Well, so first we have
The revenue,
the actual notice.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the resolution. If the resolution is approved, then we would go into the hearing,
for the budget.
allow public comment at that point.
yeah.
We would need to close, and then, approval or, non-approval at that point.
Okay.
The revenue neutral rate is also a hearing, correct? There's a hearing for the
That's what I
revenue.
thought the revenue neutral rate was a hearing as well.
That hearing, pass the resolution, and then you can do the.
Still
Yes.
match. These don't match on my agenda, so it's hard to find things.
I'll make sure that we put hearing on that next year.
It says it's 35, but it's not actually 35. That sounds crazy.
Right there.
There it is. Okay.
One above.
All right, we're opening the hearing on the revenue neutral rate.
So the revenue neutral rate was defined by the county as 62.710. After having budget meetings, we have proposed a tax rate of 68.418, which would equal approximately $2,845,777 of 2025 ad valorem tax. So we did decide to notify the county that we have the intent of exceeding the revenue neutral rate, which is why we are having a hearing.
So now we open it for public comment.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to come forward and speak on the matter, now is the time.
I want to thank you, first of all. By the way, my name is Ellen Barber. I'm in Ward 2. I want to thank you all for the time and effort you put into this. I realize how much time away from your families you take, and I really appreciate that. I also appreciate the fact that the law requires that you hear from your constituents over an issue like this. And I know that it's not pleasant when someone comes and gripes to you. And I don't intend to do that, but I do intend to tell you my situation and my story, so hopefully you can kind of see how some of your constituents may feel about the taxes being raised even further. I know tonight is mostly about the city tax, but I would like to say the big picture because I think you will better understand where residents from Marysville are coming from. I'm going to lay out 6 reasons why I'm concerned about raising this past the revenue neutral rate. The first one is our school taxes. I've lived here in Marysville for 25 years now, and our school tax for my family is up to $1,000 a year. And if I were to take that and prorate it over 25 years, I'd say it's probably been around $20,000. So if I were to live here another 20 years at $1K a year, that would mean I would pay $40,000 for the public school here. That seems to me to be pretty burdensome when you add it up like that. So reason number 2 is property taxes. I don't live in anything but what you would call a modest neighborhood. My neighbor to the south of me, that house has been foreclosed twice. It's been very interesting to live near that house. And I just am kind of surprised at the level that sometimes we live in our neighborhoods that are not upkept or kept up. So we have to put $325 in a monthly account so that when it comes time to pay our property tax, we will have nearly $4,000 in there. So if I've lived here about 25 years and prorate it, that comes to about $115,000 we have paid in property tax in 25 years. So if I live here another 25 years and finish out my fixed income here, I'll have paid $195,000 to live in Marysville. That's more than the house cost that we live in. Does that sound burdensome to you? And the catch is, if I don't pay those taxes, my house can be taken away. Reason number 3, the water fees were just raised enormously. Ours doubled. I was so surprised. I looked at our bill and I said, I wonder how many more gallons we use to have it double. Guess how many more gallons it was? 1. So I know people are struggling to pay the water bill. Reason number 4, we have to pay hospital tax. I know we voted on that, but it's still another tax, and it comes out of our monthly pocket. The 5th reason is the jail. There's one thing this city and county needed, in my opinion, was a jail, a new jail. And the sentiment in town here was so strong that they voted it down twice. They said, enough taxes, we're not doing any more. So I know people are really tired of taxes. And the sixth reason is the majority of our population in this county is 45 years and older. You're getting into your older years, you're getting into realizing that you're going to have a fixed income. And many people, I have heard many people say, I will not live in Marysville, I cannot afford it. I'll live in Home City, I'll live outside the city limits, I'll live in Blue Rapids, you name it. We have a really poor reputation for high taxes. And I think that the city needs to hear from this council that you are creative enough and you are willing to find a way to keep our taxes at a neutral level as much as possible. Now, I know that this sheet right here that explains it all only shows a 5.4-ish% increase. But if you look in the column, there's a 7% increase, a 12.3, then the city's 5.4, an 11.1 or 2, I'd say, a 7 point and an 8 point. Guess how much all of those together add up to? 50%. And I know when you do it, look down here at the bottom, it says there's only an 8.28% in the whole thing of it. But it seems to me if everything's raising that much of a percent, we ought to look at this whole thing and say, we need to figure this out because it's just too much. So that's just what I wanted to encourage you to consider and think about, is the whole picture is a very discouraging picture to most of us trying to hold up under all these taxes. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who'd like to come forward during the hearing?
So looking at this, and I assume it's what she had, I'd like to clarify that in 2024, our tax rate was 68.582, and in 2025, it's 69.480.
That's correct.
So it only went up 1 mil in 2025, is that correct?
In the number of mills, yes.
And then in 2026, we're actually going down a mil from what we were in 2025, correct?
That is, yes, that's
By
correct for
mills.
the number of mills, yes.
Yes.
The value
okay.
of the mill is
It'd
what's
actually be
changing.
lower than what we had in 2024.
Correct. So,
As a tax rate, but
Right.
not based on property evaluation.
correct. We don't set the property values, correct?
We do not.
Yeah.
No, that
so-
is at the county level.
Right, or the state. So I just wanted that clarified.
When the state initiated the revenue neutral rate scheme they have in place now, the idea was that it would encourage cities to move their mill levy to match the revenue neutral rate rather than take small increases or losses based on the change of valuation. It was to try to level that out. That was the idea, was to, so it was more, I guess, transparent where the money, actually how it was changing. And the income on this was, the amount of a mill has increased. So even at that same mill rate, it is an overall increase in the amount of budgetary funds, which the council has discussed. And as it was discussed before by the council, that actual increase in funds that are recovered would need to be dedicated to things that everybody agreed need to happen that are not able to be funded now, primarily code enforcement.
Right.
Because I think it's been understood by the council, and correct me if I'm wrong, that code enforcement is not only a quality of life issue, but it's an economic development issue of its own.
And what's also brought up in our comments. So,
Right.
comments.
I mean, it's one of those, yeah, I will fully admit that Marysville's not the cheapest place to live, and in some ways that's unfortunate, but it behooves us to make sure it's worth that on some level. And that's not making a value statement on this specifically, but nobody wants to pay a lot to live in a crummy place, that's for darn sure.
Right. That's all. I just wanted to clarify that we're trying to keep the mills as same as what we've had or lower. So, yeah.
I guess we'll close the hearing if there's no more comments, and we'll move to item number 2, which is the resolution in front of you to levy a property tax rate exceeding the revenue neutral rate.
I move we exceed the revenue neutral rate.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to move forward with resolution 2025-16 to exceed the revenue neutral rate.
That's the rate of 62.7.
That's the revenue neutral rate.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any further discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, next we'll open the hearing for the 2026 budget. Anybody like to come forward and speak in regards to the 2026 budget? Seeing none, I will close that hearing and we can discuss item number 4, which is the approval of the 2026 budget.
Move to approve the budget of 2026.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7 no?
Thank you. Next up, we have the consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Can I?
Oh,
Sorry, never mind.
well, go ahead.
It was my understanding that there was some infrastructure, sewer, possibly water, that did not have to be lowered as much as we thought it was going to be, and maybe some of it never even got lowered. Are you privy to any of that, Josh?
11th Road?
Yes, so there is some line that we didn't have to move as much. However, we also have an issue with the current sewer main that is there. If you drive along 11th Road like you're not supposed to, you can see that they have that all dug out where they are needing to complete the project. It normally would have been done before laying the concrete. I don't know why it was not, probably due to scheduling. So we are looking at solutions to make sure that it is easier for our employees to get to it while also maintaining a safe distance from air. And so one of those solutions would be to move it to the east quite a bit, still within our right of way.
And this wasn't part of the original engineering proposal and letting of the contract? Were we to assume that we were going to have to move that?
No, no,
Okay.
none of that was in the design for moving it. All of it was right there, still lowering it or, or keeping it the same depending on what was needed at that time. However, now that they've gotten to this point, we're looking at either leaving it in that area and having issues every time that we go to dig, which we would have had issues even if they did it in the right time frame, or we move it off to the side, then, we'd be
How
going
far are we
into.
talking about moving it off to the side?
Well, as you guys all know, the ditch is pretty large there, pretty wide, so it would be just at the top, basically, of,
4 feet, 6 feet, I don't know.
I wanna say that's close to 12 feet away from where they're at.
So we're tearing out fence.
Potentially, there is a little bit of fence there,
I can't-
yep.
I illegally drove down it today out of
If
curiosity.
you walk through there, you can see where it's already marked out, where our right-of-way's at.
Is that the force main
It
they're
is.
moving, or is it the gravity they're moving?
Force main, if I remember correctly.
So it's not deep enough? Is that what we're saying?
No, that's not exactly what we're saying. What we're saying is that it is basically, so you got the road right here. It's like right next to the road, like right up against it. In some areas, it might be a foot off of it, but in other areas, it's like, you know,
You're
a couple
talking, you have
inches.
a problem, we'll have to get into the road.
If we dig into it, then we're digging into the road most likely, causing stability issues with parts of it.
Why wasn't this caught in like the engineering planning phase?
Some of it has to do with the designs of it. Some of them are hand-drawn, never been computerized, just gonna be honest. But then some of it was, I would say, the timeline for how the project was done.
So how much depth are we talking where it's at now from the road?
The depth is pretty good. The depth is fine, just how close it is.
Proximity to the road.
Yes, we're talking about a foot all the way to like 2 inches.
So to fix it, we have to move the whole line over?
We would still be able to leave it there, just knowing that we'd have issues with the road. Or, yes, we're moving basically the whole line over.
Do we have a cost projection for that?
I really hope nothing due to it not being,
Our fault?
exactly.
Are we protected here since clearly the buck needs to stop somewhere?
We are trying to get as protected as we can.
Okay.
That's good to hear.
I will say, hope is not a good strategy.
Hope and construction don't mix.
I like certainties.
All right,
I understand.
we do have a motion on the table to approve the consent agenda. Any more discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I don't know.
Thank you. Next up, we have presentation of appropriations ordinance number 3854.
Move to approve appropriation ordinance 3854 in the amount of $392,836.06.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Barris,
Yes.
Barons,
Yes.
Keating,
Yes.
Beichman,
Yes.
Rom,
Yes.
Schrader,
Yes.
Gueracki,
Yes.
7-0.
Thank you. Next, we have the city administrator report. Josh?
So we kind of touched on it a little bit already, but as everybody here knows, we will be having new water rates in 2026. So at City Hall, we're going to be sending out more social media posts here soon, just to make sure people who at least follow us are caught up to date on that. So do expect to receive some calls, texts, emails, and we'll keep trying to have that communication plan working from here on until the start of this next year, up until February at least. And then we are also going to be sending out notifications about a lead pipe survey. I know most of you guys have already completed that. This is not a new lead pipe survey. It is that exact one. If anybody put unknown or some of the other answers on there that are not answers that KDHE are necessarily looking for, then we will continue having to send those out until the pipe gets corrected to the correct pipe. And so we're trying to get everybody to fill it out as accurately as possible. And then hopefully people are updating it as they fix their pipes if they do have outdated pipes.
What's your percent completion rate, or does it matter?
I don't have a percent completion rate at the moment for residents. However, I do know a lot of people marked unknown, and like I said, if they marked unknown, KDHE is assuming that it is lead. So then we have to send people notifications that they may have lead pipe. We're not saying that they do have lead in their water. We're just saying they may, because we have a whole bunch of unknowns. So the quicker people fill it out, the quicker we don't have to send out those notifications. Yeah. And people can call into City Hall to check how they answered. And we'll look at our sheet, and, of course, we want people to be as accurate as possible and fix their service line if it is that way. Yeah. And then the employee picnic is coming up, like I said last meeting. Please RSVP with Melissa at City Hall by Friday on who is coming from council members' families.
This Friday?
By this Friday, please.
When is it again?
It is September 20th. It is a Saturday.
What time?
I want to say it's at 5.
5 to 7.
And that's the employee, what time?
Employee picnic, yes. Yeah. So council members, spouses, and kids.
Oh,
Yep.
and we need to let Melissa.
Let Melissa know. Yep.
And there will be alcohol?
Council approved.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not gonna drink, but whatever. Some people might like that.
And then Labor Day is coming up, so happy Labor Day. City Hall will be closed on that Monday. So.
Which is a week from today.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So happy Labor Day.
Banks will be closed too.
What about credit unions?
Yep,
Electricians are working.
yep,
Post office?
yep.
Garbage guys are too.
All right, that's all I have, Josh?
Yeah.
Thank you. Next up, we have the standing committee reports. We did have 2 committees that met since the last meeting. The street committee met regarding odd-even parking and semi-parking. Kevin, do you want to report on that?
Semi-parking, we're just right now looking around for different places around town. Large lots that we can possibly park them. And the odd even, Chief was in and talked about it. Gary talked about it. He said it's pretty hard because he says time you blade 2/3 the street and they clean the other side and you go by and you blow that shut. And they both mentioned in some areas there isn't enough parking on one side of the street to park all the cars in some neighborhoods. So.
Do they have concerns about it, and, potentially also, how do you enforce it? And at this time, there's no movement forward towards doing that.
Just going to continue research internally and see what other cities are doing, see how we would be able to make it successful if we were to move to it.
Yeah, and the semi-parking is a lot about finding an alternative. I know some people in the community think it's not our responsibility, but I think it's, if we want, alternatives, we want people to park elsewhere, we should be helping find a way to make an elsewhere, which is easier said than done. So we're going to continue working on that as well. The Water Sewer Committee also met to discuss bill forgiveness in regards to a water leak. Basically, Chris, do you have
Yeah,
comments on
so
that?
basically what happened was we inherited the rural water lines. This was one of those meters, and it was on the customer's side of the meter, but all the materials that were leaking were actually provided or city property technically. So couldn't really ask the customer to take on the expense of that because it wasn't their underground line, it wasn't in their house, it wasn't something that was really their fault.
And so we agreed to, forgive it in that sense. They'll get credit on their account to make up that difference.
Not 100%.
No.
No, not 100%.
No.
I believe it ended up being close to $700
Yeah.
worth of credit. So,
Basically to
a good
level it
amount.
out to what normal would have
Yeah.
been. Yes, correct. I know we are going to have an admin finance meeting. Is that this
This
Wednesday?
potentially.
Tentatively, this Wednesday, to discuss the CMS contract. Well, one Marysville contract. Gotta update my terminology.
Yeah.
Is there any other, do we need to have any other committee meetings that you guys can think of?
Parks and Rec later on.
Not, you don't need it yet.
Once we get the pool squared away.
Okay. We'll put that on the radar. Okay. We will move on to appointments and wage determinations. I have two appointments to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I'd like to appoint Greg Price as an alternate to fill the position vacated by Brian Crott. I'd like to appoint Barbara Bush as to fulfill the term of Dixie Talbot on the Library Board.
Move to approve mayor's appointments.
Second.
Okay, so moved and second. Is there any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7-0.
Thank you. We have no city attorney this evening. Does anyone see need for an executive session this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will move to council comments. Shuri.
The only thing I have is I had a customer text me, or citizen, about a hole behind mutual insurance in the alley, that it says there's a giant hole in the pavement in the driveway behind my office. There is a drain in the alley going to the library. It rarely takes the water away as quickly as it should, and I believe that the hole is a result of it. It's pretty deep, and when I drive my car into the parking lot, it's very difficult to miss due to where it is. And she just wanted me to let whoever needs to know that.
Okay, we good. We're gonna have somebody check that out, I'm sure. All right,
And
Colleen.
that's it.
That's it?
And happy Labor Day to everybody.
Colleen?
I don't know what the street is, but there's a property down on South 15th, down by the Twin Valley Apartments down there, that the grass is very tall, hasn't been mowed. So I don't know if it was on the list. I was just told about it today. I didn't check the list. And I don't know what that half street is there in front of the Twin Valley Apartments down.
Oh, yeah.
Oak.
Oak, is that it?
Goes east and dead ends.
Yeah.
Over towards the
Tension,
Tension.
yeah.
Nothing on Oak.
Is it Oak? Is it on there? No, I didn't think so.
But I know which one you're talking, that's right behind.
Right behind, yes, your shop, yeah.
I'm not sure that changed hands recently.
I think
or
it was foreclosed on.
And I'm not sure what its status is, but yeah, it's pretty tall.
Yeah,
We'll send that on the will.
okay. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Jeff?
I guess, Todd, you attended today, but the Rotary program I thought was very interesting. It's not so much about the disc golf side of things, but how somebody took a recreational activity and had the foresight to, okay, how can we get people to come in here once or twice a year for a big thing? And then how can we add things to attract people as well? I think he's talking about eventually putting a microbrewery in and the whole thing about, hey, we got spots if you want to put your camper type of thing. I mean, that made a lot of sense to me.
The Harvest Host.
The Harvest Host thing made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was at that same, like you said, at the same presentation, and he talked about, he's like, and you rope in all your kind of cool, fun businesses. I thought, what an Emporio way to think of things is like, we need to get these businesses more excited and kind of promote that. We can all kind of float together, and maybe somebody opens a brewery or a tap house. Be fantastic.
And not just for that reason,
No,
but I
all
think
year.
take advantage of what we have already.
Sure.
We might have to do some stuff to finish those kind of things, but I think because of some of the community events that we've done in the past, I think we have a really good opportunity to make an economic impact for our community.
And we've got a very good reputation amongst the people who come to those events and come to this community. Lot better than people even realize. We have a very good reputation. Is that all you had, Jeff?
Yep, that's all I have.
Keith?
Nothing.
Kevin?
We got a chance to chip and seal this year?
I figured you might ask that today. So we hope so. And I know Kyle just mentioned hope, but this time it really is a hope. We have 2 people that are out due to medical reasons in that department. And so we are planning on trying to borrow up to 5 people from other departments. But that will put a strain on some of the other operations. So that is our goal. We are trying, this year we were supposed to be cross-training as much as we could due to a history of not cross-training. And then with 2 people being down, it kind of makes it more difficult again. So we will have other departments cross-trained into it. So that'll be good for the
Because if we don't,
upcoming
it's
year.
just twice as much next year.
Yes, exactly. So I've been trying to make it pretty apparent that it needs to get done this year.
Okay. That's all I had.
Thank you. Chris?
Happy Labor Day, everyone. I see on here we have a detail and replace wiper blade from somewhere else. Do we not do that ourselves?
Where was that one at from?
3004. Third one down from the top, on the second page.
On the second page.
Yeah, it's strange the wiper blade especially was on there.
Oh, what?
I mean,
do we
that's
have vehicles detailed?
I can't think of which vehicle this specifically was.
something we were having surplus.
That would be a police department vehicle based on the number.
It might have been a regular check, but then they also had it detailed, so I will.
I just
Yeah, if
curious
it's
if we got a
police-
maintenance schedule, and we do those things, or if it's normal.
With it being 6 years old, I would hope that they're still regularly bringing it into the dealership that they got it from. I don't know if Cranover's is. I'd have to look into the vehicle's history to see that. So
But that's a normal thing. That
to have a maintenance schedule for them, yes.
we
Yeah.
do, sorry.
Not
I
very
come
many
from the
vehicles
military,
are,
wish we did
yes.
our own maintenance.
Yeah, not very many vehicles are done by ourselves. So my vehicle is, it's not that old, but it's a couple years older than this one. That's done by the cemetery crew about once a year. But Will's, I believe, is newer, so it's done by the dealership.
And that probably has to pertain to warranties and stuff on that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I was
Yeah.
just asking.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times if you buy like at Napa
Or
or
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly's, buy the wiper blades, they'll put them on for you.
Oh, gotcha.
Although I had my grandkids in mine.
Yeah, good call out though.
No, that's, I just curious, still learning. It's only my second year.
Anything else, Chris?
That's it.
Kyle?
I was approached today. Do we know, have we spoken with Jeff Shell on when he is planning on starting the ball fields? Or if that's, 'cause I know that it was gonna be pushing to potentially interfere with some football and other activities, so I was just curious if we reached out to him to see.
Will is planning on talking to him once he gets, I think he was out of town,
Okay.
but
perfect.
yes, he's gonna touch base.
Perfect.
I did have one more thing. Did we get that, or are you done? Sorry. Are you done?
I'm just saying, nope, you're past.
Okay. I know we talked about the handicap access at the, are we doing anything with that? I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah, we're
important.
still looking into options. We have received notification from the state about it. But just like when we were first notified about it, we're still looking into options. You know, we're looking at the most expensive options to make sure that the bleachers themselves are inclusive, but then we're also looking at inclusive spots that are available for individuals who are handicapped. that they'd still be able to watch the games.
I just say keep it up there on the.
So especially so we can get ahead of it before next ball
Before
season.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
All right, back to Kyle. Yeah, I didn't have anything additional tonight, but, hopefully we're past all the hot weather and,
Oh, we're false.
come on, I said hope, hopefully, hope's, it's the
A lot
byword of the
a
meeting.
lot of hoping
But
going on.
appreciate the, hard work of the city crews, not only trying to keep up with our own grass, but with a lot of these derelict properties they've had to take care of around town, so appreciate all their hard.
break, take it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's really been nice that it's been raining so much, because they haven't been able to mow as much as they should.
now we could use rain again, we're about that.
Have
time.
you gotten any comments on that Custer Block area for names?
Oh, no, I have not,
We're still working on the actual campaign for it, trying to make sure that whenever we do open it up, it's gonna be frequented plenty, so putting the suggestion boxes actually there. So I'm trying to work on the logistics still for it.
great. All right, if there's nothing else,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
it's moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?